Howdy, my name is Garrett Augustus Morgan, and welcome to my Living Museum exhibit. To better know these books and items, let me tell you a bit about myself. I was born on March 4th, 1877 in Paris, Kentucky. My 10 siblings and I spent most of our early childhood working on a farm because our parents were slaves of African descent. I received very little education, so when I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio at age 14, I got myself a tutor while working multiple jobs. In 1895, I moved to Cleveland and worked as a sewing machine repairman for 12 years. There, I married my wife, Mary Ann Hassick, and had 3 sons. Eventually, I was able to save money and start my own sewing business in 1909. Together with my wife, who had experience as a seamstress, we expanded our business to include tailoring services, grooming products, and a newspaper called the Cleveland Call. It was with that business that I was able to find my way to financial freedom and even became the first black man in Cleveland to own a car. Holding the values of hard work and perseverance took me far in life. I always had a creative mind and wondered how much more I could improve certain products or mechanics. For example, I came up with a zigzag stitch device for manual sewing machines. I also built my own versions of belt fasteners, hats, and car parts. One time, I tried to chemically improve the rapid friction between needles and sewing machines. When I realized that the fur on the piece of cloth was smoother after being in contact with that chemical, I tried the product out on my dog's hair and then my hair. It worked very well, and soon enough I was able to establish the G.A. Morgan Hair Refining Company, where I sold hair cream to African Americans. Another cool invention experience occurred when I witnessed a car crash between a car and a buggy. That led me to create the first ever stoplight, which became a well-known patent in 1923. Though it was a popular product that took over many countries, I decided to sell my patent rights to the General Electric Corporation for $40,000. My biggest achievement happened in 1916 when I created the safety hood or gas mask for firefighters who constantly struggled to breathe. With a few adjustments, many soldiers were able to use it in World War I. However, due to my ethnicity, this product had much resistance among many consumers, especially in the South. This didn't stop me from wanting to pursue my sales, and I even went as far as to hire a white actor to pretend that he was the inventor. I would just pose as the Big Chief Mansion, or his sidekick, who helped present the mask during demonstrations. That same year, Cleveland had a huge gas explosion, and many miners who were working to build a tunnel under Lake Erie were trapped and suffocated. When I first heard about the incident, my brother and I decided to use the mask that I had designed to try and save people. We were able to recover 4 bodies and save 2 lives. Though my actions did earn me a nomination for a Carnegie Medal, which is an outstanding recognition for a book, neither I nor my brother were recognized for our heroic efforts. Some reports put other names as rescuers, but the only publicity I got hurt the sales of my mask, and the public now knew that I was African American. In 1943, I was diagnosed with glaucoma and slowly lost most of my sight. Shortly before my death, on July 27, 1963, I was honored by the U.S. government for my traffic signal invention. It was also then that I was finally recognized for my heroic actions during the Lake Erie gas explosion. These events allowed me to rest peacefully, knowing that my inventions would continue to be used and improved for decades to come. So this is my exhibit. My special item is the sewing machine on the right. Sewing machines were very symbolic in my life as I worked with them for many years and eventually started my own sewing business. It was also the sewing machine that inspired me to think creatively, not with just sewing, but with everyday tasks. If it weren't for the sewing machine, I would not have been able to invent the products that I did. The other 2 items in this exhibit are books that circle around the idea of inventions. This text set visual includes both of the books on display as well as 3 others. The biography book in the middle is written about me. It talks about the heroic actions I've performed, the business I started, and the inventions I've created. The other texts also talk about inventions and inventors. For example, the poetry book provides 16 poems of all types of inventions by different people throughout history. The fiction book on the top right tells a story about a girl who tries to invent something and doesn't let her numerous setbacks or failed attempts stop her from creating the most magnificent thing. The nonfiction book at the bottom left is an inspiring novel that provides inspiring tips for inventing something that could just be life-changing. It also mentions different inventions and inventors. Lastly, the video on the bottom right is a fun clip of a young boy who wants to invent something cool in his home, so he visits jet engineers to get inspiration. All of these novels relate to me and my inventions because they inform people of inventions and inspire them to live creatively and passionately just as I did. Thank you for visiting my exhibit today.